Okay, so me and Julia schemed up a trip. 3 months across Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Both of us have been to Southeast Asia in our mid-20s. We were now 35 and we figured this could be a cheap way to relive that experience and see new places. We had no plan beyond a one-way ticket to Bali. We also have this tendency to over-prepare for stuff and then we feel too committed. So for this trip, we wanted to finally learn to go with the flow. Why'd we go with Bali? It seemed like an easy staging ground to start with. We wanted some time to get over the jet lag, explore, and catch up with a couple of friends. Bali's a big island, so there's something for everyone. There's secluded nature areas, and there's more populated areas for people who want to party. In terms of food, they have everything from this nice local lady who cooks up a storm by the side of the road, to fancy beach bars that feel more like Honolulu than Indonesia. I'm not even gonna lie, the first few days in Bali had us shook. The traffic was crazy, it was noisy, and holy shit, it was hot. We were staying in this area called Canggu, which is popular with tourists and nomads. If it's your first time in Bali, this is like starting out on the easiest level of a video game because you have a lot of amenities and services. I mean, any place that has an F45 gym is hardly off the beaten path. This all makes Bali a popular place for foreigners to live in.
We are just heading out right now, and we're gonna meet my friend Wei, who lives in Bali, who's been living here for I think the past 5 years at least. Wei and I went to high school together, and we actually lived together in university as well. I haven't seen him for at least 14 years. We just walked along the beach. We just found one of these little beach bars. They have a few side by side and they're just super chill. You just come and sit down, grab a beer. So now we're just waiting for him to roll up with his dogs, like literal dogs, not like boys. It's super nice here. It's actually like much more our vibe than Canggu. There's more locals here. It's just like a really nice chill spot.
This is Winnie. She's the athletic one.
She's the athletic one? Yeah, she's athletic.
Kimsey's a smart one.
These are like the Spice Girls, like this is the athletic one. We hung out on the beach and Wei told us more about how he got to live in Bali. After that, he offered to give us a ride home. The only problem is there was 3 of us and 4 dogs, which apparently is not an issue in Bali. The first thing I noticed was people kind of do what they want out here. The rules feel more like suggestions. I had the worst food poisoning of my life. Like, I was violently throwing up for hours.
Fevering, chills, vomiting.
We ate some suspect meat somewhere. We tried to vet all the places we eat at.
You know, it's unavoidable. The only thing that we can really keep down is probably like soupy noodles. So we ordered some ramen and we're like, how did our soupy noodles get transported in a cardboard box? So we like opened it very carefully. That makes sense. Now we're checking out of this hotel. I think we'll just get our tan on for the next couple days while we figure out what our next move is.
While I was slumped over a trash can, I had a lot of time to think. We were not being honest with ourselves. Why are we pretending we still have the grit for a long backpacking trip? We've already slummed it out in Asia years ago. Why are we trying to relive that experience? What are we trying to prove? Yeah, I guess at this stage of our life, we do prefer cleaner tap water, safer food, and getting a good night's sleep. It's kind of lame, but that's just the reality for us. We've done hard things in the past, but getting older meant knowing ourselves better, which maybe means admitting we want a more comfortable experience. Now, our plans were a little fucked up. Suddenly, the rest of the trip didn't seem that exciting, so we changed it up.
We're at the Singapore Changi Airport. We have a 7-hour layover, and at first I was like, shit, what are we gonna do for 7 hours? And then I remembered, apparently this airport is pretty sick, and there's a lot of stuff to do. So we're gonna make our way through all the terminals and check out all the attractions. I don't know why I was expecting like a high-speed train. This is a very casual pace.
The first place we checked out was the butterfly room. I guess it's a nice to have for anyone who's about to lose their shit over a delayed flight. There's nothing wrong with a grown-ass man looking at some butterflies before his flight, right?
It says not to touch the butterflies. I was gonna try to take one with me back home. Take it on the trip, like show it the sights, but that's not allowed. All right, let's get out of here. It's hot.
Next up was the koi pond. I've seen dudes with koi fish tattoos, so I know this one had to be cool.
Hey, why are you doing that? Why are you talking about me?
The fish were okay, but they look at me the same way my cats do when they want dinner. I don't like that. This area is called Jewel. It's the main attraction. It sucked we couldn't see this one because we'd have to clear immigration just to get there.
Now we're in Terminal 2. There's just a lot of like greenery around. It's pretty cool.
Everywhere we go, there's a lot of green. They spent the money. They're really doing their best to simulate the outdoors. They got the sky, they got the trees, they got a lot of food here, they have gardens, attractions. Yeah, this is like a cruise that just doesn't go anywhere.
We have 4 more hours. And I'm tired. And Robo's gonna get a beer.
Yeah, so there's a bar right behind me. It's $20 for a pint. I ran down to the 7-Eleven, got myself a little snack. This is all you need. You don't need to spend $20 on an airport pint. That's insane.
We were now in Taipei, a city we've never been to but always wanted to visit. This might not be the same trip we started out with, but it feels more like the right trip. I think a big part of travel is figuring out what works for you. Listening to our gut did feel like going with the flow, which I guess is what we set out to do in the first place.